Hi there, everybody. Welcome to Socially Shared Business Spotlight. And today we have the lovely Zoe from Informed Accounting Solutions. Hi there, Zoe.
Hi there, how are you?
Very well, thank you. It's lovely to be joined by you today. Tell us a little bit about your business, please.
So back in October 2020, I decided to step away from being an accountant in practice and set up my own consultancy type business, focusing around cloud accounting, predominantly using Xero, and helping people automate their systems and processes within their businesses, as well as provide various types of software solutions that can also help streamline those processes for them. So yeah, that's how Informed Accounting Solutions came about. It's something that's always been in the back of my mind. Well, I say always, probably the last 2-3 years, it's been in the back of my mind that I've toyed with the idea of working for myself. But for whatever reason, it's not been the right time to take the plunge. Oddly, a global pandemic hitting seemed to be the right time. But I think that's mainly because, like with a lot of people, the lockdowns and the way our lives changed so dramatically, it gave us the opportunity to weigh up what we actually enjoy doing, what we want to do, and just evaluate where we are really. And even though I was working for a firm that I enjoyed working for and the job I did, I loved doing, it just wasn't giving me everything that I wanted. I wasn't entirely happy. And I knew that doing what I wanted to do wasn't a possibility where I was. So it just it sort of forced my hand slightly, if you like, to go, right, okay, take the plunge. Yes, might be a bit mad, and it has been a struggle, I won't lie, but at the same time, it's been done with no regrets. And I'm just really excited about growing the business, building the awareness of the business, and just doing what I love doing. So yeah.
Wonderful. You're such an inspiration to have taken that leap, in the global pandemic.
So obviously, having been in the corporate world for over 15 years, and I've been employed from when I left school, that the first challenge was being my own boss. I was the one that had to make sure I told myself what I had to do when I had to do it. So structure and being strict with myself to make sure I don't, take my eye off the ball, or, think, well, I'll chill out for a couple of days. You could have the opportunity there to do it. It's just making sure that you're strict with yourself not to do that and embrace being your own boss. Other challenges are, again, not having, because I'm not part of a team, it's just me, which isn't a problem. Just You's great. But it does mean that you don't always have a support network in terms of being able to bounce ideas off of someone, or just get that little bit of reassurance that what you're doing is right. And the biggest thing is that you are everything within your business.
Yeah.
So I'm great at what I do, but when it comes to marketing, when it comes to website design, when it comes to content creation, some IT, situations, not necessarily the tech that I deal with, but just getting all the setup and everything, it's really quite scary how much there is to consider. And it is a steep learning curve, but the resource is out there if you ask the right people. And I have been fortunate to have various people that are at different stages in their business journey that have been almost like mentors, or, they've given me guidance and support to get me on the right track and make me think about things so that I start off on the right path and sort of find where I go until I get to a point that I could start farming bits of that out to people that are specialists in that area, so I can focus solely on what I specialise in. The most enjoyable times have been sort of taking part in networking events, meeting people in similar sectors or in completely different sectors. And I think one thing with lockdown, that it opens up the doors sort of nationwide, whereas normally if you did face-to-face networking or attended meetings or anything, it would be more local to you, which is great, because I think building a local sort of support network is amazing. But at the same time, it's been great being able to branch out, and even though it may be a Rugby or Coventry or Leicester based event, you will get people from across the country joining that event, and you just never know who you're speaking to and where they're from. So getting to know people is something that I love doing. People could deem it nosy, but I'm not. I'm just an inquisitive creature, and I just like to get to know what makes people tick. And that's very much what my business is about, is understanding not just what the business is about and understanding that particular sector and how they work, but understanding the person behind that business, because I think now more than ever, it's very much a person to person thing rather than business to business so much. It is important to get to know what makes that person tick. Why did they set up their business? What are their goals, ambitions? And, you know, it's just, getting to know a lot of different people through networking, and then fortunately also through, you know, project work or things that I've carried out for people, has been really good. So every win that I've had has been a proud moment, because it's one step closer to the reason why I set up the business. And so the ideal process would be that a 30-minute free discovery call is booked with me. And when they do that, they can identify what area they're looking at. So it sort of helps me structure the conversation in a better way. And that 30-minute call will very much be a fact-finding exercise on both sides, because at the end of the day, even though it's Informed Accounting Solutions, it's me that they will be working with. So it's making sure that we, you know, can gel well from the offset, or at least understand how each other approaches things. So that would be the initial call to establish exactly where they are on their digital journey and where they want to go, and how I can help them do that. Obviously from that call then, it would be putting out a proposal for the service that I could offer them. I mean, the service lines I offer can range from being a fully outsourced finance department for a business, or it could be training and support around Xero software and other solutions. And I also do sort of higher level health checks or finance function reviews for businesses that are perhaps larger in size, that aren't entirely sure that the system is working as effectively as it could do. So that's sort of the services that I would establish at that call, and would put a proposal together. And, you know, ideal situation is that they accept the proposal and the onboarding goes ahead, and it's all sort of scheduled in diaries, or however it needs to be scheduled for me to be able to provide that service to them. And there is always still, no matter what the service is, an element of follow up, or at least keeping in touch. So check-ins every now and then, just because my biggest thing is I love helping people. So it's one thing to go in and help them with that initial problem, but I just think it just the way I am is like, I just like to check in with people and just make sure that, you know, things are still going okay, even if it doesn't lead to anything. That's not the point. It's just to let them know that I'm thinking of them. So yeah, that's probably not quite in a nutshell, but that's pretty much the process that I would follow.
It's great for them also to know that you're there, that they can come to you. So by you being in touch with them regularly, it gives them the confidence then that they can just pick up the phone to you, doesn't it? Which is win-win on both sides, isn't it, really? So,
yeah, exactly. Do it, I think. I I know a bit like me, it was something I toyed with for years. And it is scary. It's nerve-wracking. I suppose the biggest fear is probably from a financial aspect. If you're comfortable with whatever situation you're in, whether it be mentally, financially, physically, whatever the situation is, if you're comfortable and that is something that you want to do and you're passionate about it, just do it. Because one thing I would not want to do is live a life of regrets and what ifs. So, I mean, I'm 41, which is quite old to be starting your own business. So to me, it doesn't matter what age you are, anything like that. If you've got it there and you know that you could make a success of it because you're that type of person, just do it. You'll get there. You won't be able to prepare and plan for everything. You'll be able to do enough to get started. But as the last 6 months have taught me, I thought I was prepared and ready to go from day one. And I was to a certain aspect, but I've learned so much in the last 6 months. And as I say, the support is out there. Just don't be afraid to ask for it. The biggest thing at the moment is just growing the business, building the awareness, getting my name out there, making the client experience amazing, helping out as many people as I can. So it's very much in the short term, it's very heavily focused around growing the business.
Yeah.
I mean, not the ultimate, but one of the main reasons I wanted to set up the business is I've never had the opportunity to really travel. I've been to various places for sort of holidays and things, which has been great, but there's just so much more I'd love to go and see.
Yeah.
And doing what I do does mean that I can do it remotely.
Yeah.
So when I get to a point that I'm comfortable and everything is organised and, everything is set up, that I can take myself off for an extended period of time and go visit the places I've always wanted to go to, and know that I'd have internet connection, which is all that I need to be able to then work whilst doing something that I love. That's the goal. As I say, short term is growth, and then once I get to a sort of stable position, that I can then start looking at the personal side of things a little bit more. So
wonderful. Living that life you really want. Something wouldn't be possible if you were employed, let's say. So,
yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So it's so lovely to talk to you. Your contact details are going to pop up in a minute on the screen, so everyone wanting to get in touch will be able to do so really easily. But for now, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you the very, very best, and can't wait to hear from you when you're on that beach in Hawaii or wherever you'll be.
I'll send lots of pics, don't worry. No, it's been lovely. Thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you.